There has never been anyone like him. Not before, not since. A boy born in the cracks of Brooklyn, raised by poverty, violence, and the hunger of the streets, who became the most feared man on the planet. This is not just a story about boxing. This is a story about survival, about darkness and glory, about destruction, and against all odds, redemption. This is the story of Michael Gerard Tyson. This is the story of Iron Mike. Michael Gerard Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966, in Brooklyn, New York. He entered the world in Brownsville, one of the most unforgiving neighborhoods in all of America. Crumbling tenements, broken streetlights, poverty woven into every sidewalk crack, every empty lot, every face that had long stopped expecting anything better. His father, Jimmy Kirkpatrick, abandoned the family early. His mother, Lorna Tyson, struggled to hold everything together. The streets became Mike Tyson's first home, first school, and first battleground. He was small for his age, soft-spoken. He had a lisp that made him the target of ridicule. He raised pigeons on rooftop cages, quiet creatures he could protect. In a world where he felt he could protect nothing, not even himself. The other kids bullied him. They mocked his voice, his shyness, his gentleness. But that gentleness had a limit. And once it was pushed past that limit, something entirely different came out. By the time Mike Tyson was 13 years old, he had been arrested more than 30 times. Robberies, street fights, run-ins with gangs. He was a child being consumed by the chaos around him, drifting deeper into a life that would have swallowed him whole. In 1978, the system intervened. Tyson was sent to the Tryon School for Boys, a reform school in upstate New York. It was a place meant to correct broken children. For Mike Tyson, it turned out to be the beginning of everything. At the reform school, a social worker named Bobby Stewart recognized something different in the boy. He saw potential beneath the rage. He saw raw athletic power that had never been shaped or directed. Stewart was a former amateur boxer himself, and he began training young Tyson in the basics of the sport. But Stewart knew he was out of his depth. He knew this boy needed someone extraordinary. He knew he needed Cus D'Amato. Constantine Cus D'Amato was 72 years old when Mike Tyson walked into his gym in the Catskill Mountains of New York. D'Amato had already made legends. He had trained Floyd Patterson to the heavyweight championship. He had guided Jose Torres to a world title. He had spent decades studying boxing not just as a sport, but as a science, a philosophy, a way of conquering fear itself. Thousands of fighters had passed through his gym. None of them had ever made him say what he said about Tyson. D'Amato reportedly told the people around him with complete certainty, "That boy is going to be the heavyweight champion of the world." D'Amato became Tyson's legal guardian. He took the boy out of the broken world of Brownsville and brought him into his home in the Catskills. He fed him, clothed him, and began the process of rebuilding him from the ground up. He taught Tyson the peekaboo style, hands held high near the cheeks, body constantly moving, head bobbing and weaving in a rhythm that made landing a clean punch feel nearly impossible. The style was built for a short, explosive fighter. It was built, it seemed, as if D'Amato had been waiting his whole life for exactly this boy. He didn't just train Tyson's fists. He tried to rebuild his mind. He taught him discipline. He taught him how to manage fear. He told him that the hero and the coward both feel the same fear. The difference is what they do with it.